And we're back at the top of another Savage stream. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm going to get through this with you guys. Thanks everybody for subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, all that cool stuff that you guys do as super subscribers and viewers and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. As you know, I mean, I've always had, actually, since I moved into this home, I've had a little bit of problems with the network because I'm a little bit slow to get things like going the way that I want, because I do like a lot of research and I try to figure things out before I make large purchases. So this took basically like a year of research, maybe a little bit less than that, but probably about 8 months since I decided to go ahead. I was like, okay, I'm over it. I've got to do something, upgrade. This house was a new construction, so I had the opportunity. Actually, they were going to let me, they being the builder, they were going to let me do some of the wiring during construction, but there was some things that happened in there that made me, it was almost not purchased, right? The house was almost not purchased, so it almost didn't close, put it that way. And because of that, I got kind of stuck with what the builder kind of gives you as your network and all that stuff. So it's not great. I think that I want to say that they used Cat 5e. I don't even think it's Cat 6. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's not a big deal. But I've got to do something. I've had major like Wi-Fi issues and all that stuff for several months now, and it has actually hurt a little bit on the mining side. It has actually hurt profits because like there were times there where I would go to work, the rigs would be offline for the whole day. I'd have to come back home, reset routers, and get everything back up and running. And so it's that time. It's just that time for me to go ahead and pull the trigger, and that's what I did. I did that today. I did it yesterday, and let's talk about it. So let me show you what I did here. All right. Now again, like I said in the beginning here, I did a lot of research. Okay, so this is not something that I just jumped into quickly. I did some homework here. Okay, and I always document everything. I try to figure out, I actually wait on sales. I wait on whatever, to try to get the best prices and all that stuff like you're supposed to do. And in this case, I didn't really get a chance to get good sales or anything. There wasn't like anything really that was really awesome. I did this one time, well, whenever I was buying the computers, my setup here, there was this one monitor. It's a curved 32-inch AOC monitor. Not a great monitor, but it's good enough for me. And they varied on Amazon. The prices varied from $240, I think it was like $249, $239, somewhere around there, and occasionally they would drop all the way down to $179. So I was watching them month after month after month, and as soon as they dropped down to $179, boom, I would buy a couple, and then so I ended up having, I think I've got 4 total now. Yeah, 4 total. Different computers and stuff. 2 on the main computer here, but so yeah, I got all of them for like $179 or $199, somewhere around in that area. So that's kind of how I do things. In this case, I wasn't really able to do that. I watched the prices, didn't really change a lot over a very long time. And I did go with UBIQUITI. I know, hey, what's up, Shuby? I know that they have a pretty good reputation as far as I can tell. Like I said, I did a lot of research. I know that they are more enterprise or more business related, but they do have some products that kind of like directly fit my home and my requirements perfectly. So that is kind of why I went with UBIQUITI. I'm getting basically all UBIQUITI gear. So this, other than like wiring and stuff like that. But as far as the components, the switch, 2 switches, the Dream Machine Pro is what they call it. We'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, cool stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of excited. I think that this is going to work out really well for me. I think it's a good thing. So if we let's sort this by A to Z, okay. And then, so down here where it says UI, these are the components that are bought from Ubiquiti off of their website, and I just bought them tonight. So actually you get free shipping like once you're over a certain amount. I'm definitely over that amount. So I think that based on what I saw, the components might actually be here by this weekend, which would be super cool. I'm going to be waiting on the cable, Cat 6A, 1,000. I got 2,000 feet of Cat 6A. I'll explain why in a moment. So that's somewhere on here. Where is it? Am I just looking right past it? Yeah, right here. Okay, so that's what I bought from Amazon. It's $209 per box. Super expensive, but it is Cat 6A for 10 gig and all that. Not that I'll be on 10 gig. I won't be. I'll be 1 gig total. But you know, for future upgrades and whatnot, I wanted to go ahead and go that route. It was about $50 more a box of 1,000 feet. So that's why I went ahead and got the Cat 6A. Again, not necessarily needed. Oh shoot, DCA was on. That's right. Oh, you were doing the 3D printing. I was busy looking up parts and stuff. I should have got over there. I'll watch it after this, or maybe tomorrow afternoon. I'll watch it. So yeah, come on in here, guys. Come on in, DCA Raid. You guys are awesome. Thanks for showing up. I'm just talking about my network and what I've already purchased and what I have left and all that stuff. So anyway, so you can kind of go through the list here of what I bought. The most important things I think are probably from Ubiquiti, the UDM Pro, the Unify switch with PoE, 24 port switch. And this was important because the closet, now here's the cool thing about what I'm doing here is I'm actually using a coat closet for the network equipment, right? So it's in the hall, it's like down there. I can't really show you, but it's down there. It's a huge closet. It's only, I think it's 2 feet by 2 feet, right? Which works out perfect for like a wall mounted 19-inch rack, which is what I got. Just wall mounted. No, they're not enclosed or anything like that because there was a door already, so I didn't really need to enclose it. I might have to put a exhaust fan in the top if it gets too hot in there. I don't know. We'll see how the heat is in there once we get all the components in there. But I'm gonna have two, so it's two 12U wall-mounted network. It's not a cabinet, but the network. What would you call it? It's a wall-mounted. It's actually on here. Where is it? What's it called? Not the rack, shelf, server cabinet. No, that's not it. Hang on. It's one of these ones that I've already bought. Maybe it's not on here because I already had it. Yeah, it must not be on here. Basically, it's just the one that mounts on the wall, right? Just a network cabinet that mounts on the cabinet that mounts on the wall. 19-inch, you know, it's a regular thing, but I've got two 12U, so that's 24U total. And it might sound like I don't need that based on what you're seeing here, but I'm going to have two receivers, stereo receivers there too, because I'm doing sound system and stuff too, in ceiling, in wall speakers, the whole 9 yards. So that's going to be a part of that, and that's all going to be in that 24U total. It's two 12Us basically on top of each other. And all this is going to go in that one closet. And I've got IR repeaters, so I'll be able to control the devices from here. But that's a whole other thing, because that's audio, video, and all that. What we're talking about is network. So I got the so let's look at these components down here. Yeah, Yashnik, I went all out, man. I really did. Pretty cool stuff. I really like these products. So let's get over here and see what we are actually looking at. So this is the Dream Machine. It's built for enterprise. It says large networks here. It's like a security gateway. This little box right here that you see is actually for a hard drive, because what this can turn into, you can use it with the cameras and be like the surveillance system, which I will have eventually. I have already purchased the cameras, but that's going to come a little bit later than the actual network. I got to get the network up first, right? Anyway, so you can read all the little specs here. UBIQUITI Dream Machine Pro. It's $379. It's basically your router for everything. Your network plugs in here, and it's also an 8-port switch. No PoE or anything like that on here. That's power over Ethernet, which is why I had to get the switch in addition to this, because the camera's super cool. The camera system that I had in my old place was outdated whenever I got it. It was 16 cameras, which was awesome. Okay, I mean, I had full coverage everywhere, but it was not great quality. You know, it was they were color cameras, but they were very low resolution. I think they were like 480 or something like that, and they were all through the BNC or the what are those? I can't remember the type of connections they are, but it was the old style, right? And you had to have power to them, and all. It was a mess. And these cameras are going to have power over Ethernet, so you just throw an Ethernet cable where you want to put it, and everything happens over there. You plug it up to a PoE port, which this doesn't have. I'll show you that in a minute. But this does have some upgradability, 10 gig upgradability. It is basically your IPS, IDS, you know, and my Wi-Fi Nano HD will plug into this as well. And that'll be the Wi-Fi. So it's pretty cool. It's a kind of like an all-in-one thing. They used to have a lot of different components that made up this one device. You would have to buy like 3 or 4 different things, like a UBIQUITI or something like that. I can't remember the names of them. But they basically made this device to be like, okay, we see what people are buying, so we're going to put all of this in one thing. Now, if you take the lid off of this, there's a lot of open space in there, man. I mean, there's really just components over here on the right hand side, and they really just made it like this so that they could put it into a rack, okay, so that people would buy it for a rack, because before all the components were separate. So it was like, you know, you had to have a shelf to put all the components on. So this is super nice, super clean, should work out really well. So that is basically the router, okay, for my network, and it says right here, UBIQUITI Protect Video Surveillance NVR. So that's where that hard drive goes once I get to that point. I haven't bought a hard drive yet, but I will at some point. It'll probably be an 8 terabyte, maybe a 6. I don't know. It just depends on the prices and whatnot. So super cool device. This is where I'm going. You can see there that you can include the hard drive for them to put it in there. 8 terabyte for $190. I think that's actually I want to say that that's actually not a bad price. I think that's pretty much market, depending on which drive it is. That's a decent price, I think. I don't know. So yeah, super cool. The nice thing about UBIQUITI, and this is definitely not like sponsored, this is just stuff that I've learned by doing the research, is they have like really great software. So the software for controlling your whole network and monitoring stuff, and I'll be able to use this on streams and show you guys like how much, you know, a mining rig takes up or whatever. You know, there's all kinds of really cool stuff I'll be able to do with this, and also monitor what's going on my network and get alerts and all the cool stuff that comes with what I consider to be a fairly high-end system here. So see how this all works here. Hey, what's up, Bitcoin Jake? See your name back there? I did write it on the board. You can barely see it though. I need to get better lighting on it. It's a little bit dark, but your name is up there now. So you can see what's going on here, you know, how this stuff works. And this is actually, yeah, this is the 24 port PoE power over Ethernet Gen 2. This is the switch that I got, the 24 port switch. So let's go and look at that. So I think I got to go to, yeah, routing and switching here, and I got this one right here. So this is the switch that I'll be using. Also rack mounted, so it'll go in the closet. It's got 16 PoE ports. So those will be for the cameras, to power the cameras. And then so I think I'm getting, well, I don't think I'm getting 8 cameras. So 8 of these ports will be for the security, surveillance, and the rest of them can be for network. I think I totaled up my my total drops are going to be somewhere around, what was it, 19, I think. So I'm going to be running 19 Cat 6A drops at some, you know, once I get all the wiring and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be, you know, I'm going to be in the attic a lot. Running these cables and stuff, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to hopefully document the whole thing and maybe do it like a vlog kind of thing, maybe, and show progress and stuff. Not like live streams. Probably won't live stream that type of stuff because I don't have wireless cameras and it'll be kind of hard to do that. I could probably point a camera down there and kind of, but you know, I'd want to show you like in the attic, and I can't really do that on the live stream, I don't think. So it would be kind of tough to do that. All right, so that's the switch I'm getting. Let's go back to the spreadsheet. Oh, actually, I know what I got. So that's the switch, and I'm also getting for the I'm going to forget the name of it. The vault, for the vault, I'm getting this switch right here for the mining rigs and whatnot. I'm thinking about only running one drop to the vault, you know, to one Cat 6 drop, Cat 6A, and then just hooking all the rigs up to this. I think it'll be great. Plus, this is a managed device on its own, so I'll be able to get into this device and manage it and see connectivity and do some cool stuff with that, specific to the rigs, to the mining rigs, without having to go through the other way, right? So this will be its own standalone managed device. So that's kind of cool. I think that'll work out pretty well. Then let's see what else we got. We got on the camera side. So that's basically it for the networking. I know I didn't really talk about. I didn't really say that this was about cameras, but this right here is the cameras I bought. I bought 8 of them, and it's indoor, outdoor. I will have probably one indoor, and well, actually I'll have one indoor and then one in each garage, so that'll be 3, and then I'll have like 4 or 5 on the outside, basically for full coverage at each corner of the house and kind of pointed, you know, opposite directions, right? So this is the camera that I'm getting, or cameras. They were out of, you can save a little bit of money if you buy the 3-pack, and I had them in my shopping cart, and I went to go purchase them, and they're like, hey, we're out of these 3-pack cameras. I was like, shoot. So now I was going to get 9. Okay, so I was going to get 3 of the 3-packs, and I ended up just having to come over here and plus this up to 8 because I really only needed 8. I was going to have one extra one, you know, basically just to put wherever. Maybe in the vault or something. I don't know what I was going to do with it, but I was basically going to end up with one extra one from a designated spot. And yeah, so it was out of that, so I had to get 8 of these. Anyway, so these have built-in microphones, and they are PoE, so there's only a Cat 6 cable going to it, and that's it, which is super convenient for me because it's so much easier than trying to run those RCA cables or whatever you call them. That was a nightmare because you had to have power plus the connection in the old cameras, and these are like super high res, you know, good cameras from what I can tell. I want to say that Linus has some of these too. I think he did a video on putting up maybe one because he was like, I think in the video he said, yeah, I'm not going to show you where I'm going to put all my cameras because that's like poor what's that called? I'm going to forget. OPSEC, yeah, it's poor OPSEC. So anyway, yeah, should be pretty good. I'm going to check the chat real quick, see what you guys are up to. Yeah, they do Serpent. They do night vision. Not great, I think. They have to. I think you have to, or you want to put a. They make a what do they call it? Like a almost like a. I'm gonna forget the name of that too. Like an amplifier that you can put on here to help with the lighting, you know, for IR, for infrared. Yeah, they do pretty well. Infrared LEDs right here. So there's like another ring that you can add to this, I think, for increased light, You know, so I'll have to see if, you know, if it's really bad, then I'll you know, fork over the money for that too. I don't think I'll need it, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so let's look back at the sheet here, make sure that we covered, oh, the HD, that's right, the wireless access point as well. So I got the Nano HD, this guy right here, I believe. Now, my house, whenever it was built, they actually put in a wireless access point already. And what's kind of cool, I don't use it because it's all the way on the other end of the house, but supposedly they had I don't know if they do it like actually on site or if someone just looks at the layout of your house and they'll do a heat map of how it is determined of how Wi-Fi is going to go throughout the house, how strong the signal is in various locations and all that. And then they put it where it is the best location. Now, I don't think, because it's all the way back at the other end of the house, I don't think I'm going to put this one in the same place. I'm going to move it a little bit more to the center of the house, I think. It just kind of makes more sense to me. This should be strong enough to provide enough Wi-Fi to the whole house, I hope. If not, I could probably add another one, you know, closer to the studio or to the office here, maybe. You know, it just all depends. I'm gonna have to, you know, there'll be a little bit of testing here, and if I have to add one, I do. Then, you know, it is what it is. I'll add it because I'll have a little bit of room to upgrade and everything. So should be good to go on that. This one seemed like a pretty good one. I wasn't gonna buy like a 3-pack. I don't think I need that many. I only have a, you know, 2,000 square foot house, so I think I'm good with this. So anyway, you guys let me know. Yeah, IR adapter, something like that. Yeah, what this will allow me to do also is set up VLANs, right? So I'll be able to separate out, you know, the mining rig from all the different devices. I'll be able to separate things out so that it's well protected from each other. Like I'll have a guest network. If someone comes over and they want to use the Wi-Fi, they won't have access to, you know, my stuff, right? You know, and I'm not really worried about the people that I have over, but what if they have some type of software, malicious software on their devices that then gets into my network? You guys understand all that stuff. So yeah, so I'll have it VLAN, I'll have VLANs, I'll have all that stuff set up. It should be fairly secure. The more I get into crypto and the more I get into this space, I mean, I've worked in IT forever, but I need this. I really need this to feel a little bit more comfortable with my setup, because historically I've used pretty not that expensive components, you know, or not that expensive makes it more secure, but you understand what I'm saying. Like I didn't go all out on security aspects of it. I would just buy whatever was available and made the most sense for me at the time. So this is me hopefully jumping into the next level and looking at some decent security on network. So anyway, all right guys, that's going to do it for me. That's 25 minutes. I'm going to try to keep these a little bit shorter. These components are on their way. Everything that I showed you is on its way, on their way. I do have some stuff coming from Amazon too, the cables and whatnot. Let me show you that real quick. That stuff was ordered today also. Basically anything that has a check mark next to it over here is on order, or I have already. Like if I grade it out, like these right here, I already had them. So some of this was for the 30 amp breaker, or the 30 amp circuit that I ran. So that's why that's grayed out. And I got these items up here coming from Amazon, you know, some connectors. I had to buy what was I buying? I don't think I have everything. Oh, you know what? I didn't add it. I had to buy a new crimper because I'm going to be using the pass-through, the RJ45 Cat 6A pass-through, so that I don't have to worry about trimming and inserting the cable into the jack, you know, like the right length and all that stuff. You just pass it through the end and then it cuts off the end. I hope it works well. the tool that I bought. It's from Klein, I think. Should be pretty good. So that'll make, you know, terminating the Cat 6 cables a little bit quicker, because I will be having to do that in some places. Some places I'll just be punching down, like in the back of the patch panel. I have tools for that already. And then I'll also be putting, even though I'm going to be running the cables just basically out of a home theater, you know, what's that called? A home theater jack, or the wall plate that just basically is just an opening. I'm going to put the RJ45 jack on there also. So anyway, yeah, we'll get to all that. But these are some other components I bought from Amazon, you know, power strips and cable management and stuff like that. Should be pretty cool. I think it'll be neat once I get done. Oh, there it was. I had to scroll up. There's the wall mount patch panel. That's what I bought. 12U each. And it is shallow, so I can't fit like the 14. Let's see, what's the maximum? I think maximum is like 12-inch deep devices. It's not very deep, so I couldn't get like one of those crazy full rack length switches or anything like that. It won't work. So, all right. Anyway, that's gonna do it. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Thursday. We will have probably on Sunday I'm going to have to do the monthly, because that's the 20th, and that's whenever we break down like the previous month's profitability and all that for the shared rigs and all that stuff that we talk about every 20th of every month. So that might be Sunday. I might do it Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. So yeah, cool stuff. All right, guys, leave me some comments, likes, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Maybe tomorrow night we'll talk about, well, you know what we'll probably talk about is whether or not any of you guys got the 3080. That's what we'll talk about. See you guys tomorrow. Stay savage, everybody.